4 steps I did to get out of credit card debt. Let's get started and talk about it. It is Saturday, which means it's requested video day. You guys request videos, I do them. All you have to do, instead of putting comments below, which I may not see eventually, please send me an email. I keep them in a file folder. So I'm going to get right into it and get into the 4 things I did to get out of credit card debt. Let's go back to 1988 when I moved to Dallas, Texas from the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. I didn't have any credit card debt. I had a small college loan. Well, I started getting all these credit card offers. And I thought, oh, I can pay later. It got out of hand. I had credit cards to a bunch of different department stores, and I also had a Visa card. I ended up owing over $2,000, which on a small income, and I made around $1,200 a month at that time. It was not enough to pay all that credit card debt because it got to the point where I couldn't even pay the minimum balances. So what are the 4 steps? What did I do? First thing I did, which is number 1, is I sought counsel. We had a guy at our church. I was involved in a church at the time, and it was a singles group. A lot of wonderful, fabulous people. He's brilliant. He's an engineer and has an eye for detail. He sat down with me and showed me how much interest I was paying and how long would it take me to pay off my debt. And we kind of went over, you know, hey, this is what you're paying. This is how much interest you're paying. It was eye-opening because I hadn't figured that out. So first thing I did is I got help. The second thing is we did put a plan of action in place, and we put in a timeline of how long did I want to take before paying off all that debt. I said I want to take 1 year to pay it completely off and never be in credit card debt again. And I haven't been in credit card debt since then, and I did pay off my debt from age 23 to 24. So he put me on a timeline, which is important when we have a goal, to put yourself on a timeline and say by such and such date, I want to accomplish this, whatever that may be for you. Right now we're talking money goals. Okay, well, number 3, we figured out that I had a little bit of money left over after my check, okay, after paying rent and electricity and other things. I didn't have cable at the time, didn't have a cell phone. I did have a home phone though, but I did have a little bit of money, and I did take some of that money and put it towards a credit card and didn't use the credit cards anymore. But I didn't have enough to really be able to quickly pay those cards off. So the third option that I did is I got a part-time job in addition to teaching. It was at Sally's Beauty Supply. I loved working there. I worked some weeknights, and I also worked weekends. And I did that for a year. And then it was funny because right after I paid off my credit card debt, that particular Sally's ended up moving to another location. So I got a part-time job in addition to my full-time job. And what I did is I took from my full-time job anything that I could throw at the debt, I threw at it. But all the money from my particular part-time job, every single bit of it, went towards that debt so that I could pay it down, and I didn't use those credit cards. Okay, the next thing is number 4, I kept expenses low. I didn't have tons of expenses. My rent was $300. My electric bill was kind of high, though. It was because I had the water heater in my apartment. That was $100 a month. My phone, I don't remember exactly. I think that was about $50. My college loan was about $55. I also had a bus pass that was $68 a month. Can you believe I remember a lot of my bills? And I don't remember everything else that I had. Oh, and I had food and other little things that I might need. So basically, any leftover money, whether I babysat, and I did babysitting also, and whether my part-time job and any money that I had that was given as gifts, it all got thrown towards the debt. I think I even took off Christmas that year and didn't buy Christmas gifts. I just basically, I honed in and I just did it. I knew it was going to be temporary, and I made sure to never do that again. Another thing is, I know I've talked to you guys about this before, but when you get a side hustle, part-time job, you want to make extra money, however you want to do that, it's important that your time is worth it, that you have good return on investment. I was able to walk to and from my job. It was walking distance. And so I didn't have any expenses. So it's really important that you make sure that that job is worth your time and your effort. And so it definitely was for me. And so that's really important. But one thing I know, I see some people sometimes struggling financially. It may not be okay for everyone to do this because everyone's situation is different. But I'm a huge proponent in looking for ways to make extra money. And whatever extra money you have, throw it towards the debt or throw it towards your savings or throw it towards whatever you need. It's a great way to take care of anything that comes up in your life. So my best tip, get a part-time job, put yourself on the timeline, and pay that debt off as fast as you can. That's would be my counsel, but you do your own research and do what's best for you. If you have any more requested videos, please send me an email. My email is on the About page. That's all I have to say for now. I love you, I appreciate you, and I sure hope you come back for tomorrow morning's video because I'm going to talk to you guys about, am I ever going to be able to retire? We'll get started and talk about it tomorrow morning. Love you. Bye.